Welcome to LFC Transfer HQ, your ultimate source for all things Liverpool FC transfers. Like and subscribe for more football updates. Our today first news is Liverpool and Man City stars in world-class £343 million 11 available for free next summer. There's just under 2 weeks left of the current transfer market, but some Premier League clubs could potentially be starting plans for next year with a host of stars available on free transfers. With the transfer window entering the final stretches, Premier League clubs have not been afraid to splash the cash. Champions Liverpool could potentially take their summer spend beyond the £400 million mark with a British record swoop for Alexander Isak. Their top-flight rivals have also spent heavily too, with Arsenal, Manchester City, Chelsea and Manchester United having all spent huge amounts. Given their vast outlays already, some teams may now be tempted to look for a few bargains before the window slams shut. A number of free agents such as Christian Eriksen, Victor Lindelof, Jamie Vardy and Kurt Zouma all remain without clubs. But the opportunity to land top talents without dipping into their summer budget could be even more tantalizing in 2026, with a host of top talents primed to be out of contract. In fact, an 11 of nearly £350 million worth of talent are available for nothing in just 12 months' time according to Sportingpedia. And clubs only have to wait a few months to engage in talks with those players. With that being said, take a look at some of the best players who could be on the move completely for free this time next year. Starting in goal, we have a player who could actually be on the move over the final couple of weeks of the window. Italian goalkeeper Gianluigi Donnarumma, who is valued at £34.5 million, has just 1 year remaining on his Paris Saint-Germain deal. But he has been told he can leave the club this summer amid interest from Manchester City. Moving into defence, there are a few Premier League stars who could be on the move. Everton's Vitaly Mykolenko has just 1 year remaining on his contract, which would see the Toffees lose out on an estimated £24 million. Crystal Palace's Mark Guéhi also has less than a year remaining on his deal. He is another who could move this summer amid interest from Liverpool. And they could get a bargain given his £38.8 million valuation. Ironically, Guéhi could potentially replace another star in this 11. Liverpool star Ibrahima Konate, who is worth around £51 million, is out of contract in a year's time and has been linked with a move to Real Madrid. Dayot Upamecano, rated at £43 million, could also join his compatriot in being on the move sooner rather than later. He has just a season remaining on his contract with current employers Bayern Munich. Real Madrid starlet Raúl Asensio claims the right side, with his value sitting at £34.5 million. Stay tuned for more updates on LFC Transfer HQ, transfer moves, player signings, and latest news. Don't miss subscribe for more LFC transfer news. Our last news is Alexander Isak has shot himself in the foot as Alan Shearer raises Newcastle suspicions. Alan Shearer says certain conditions would need to be met for Alexander Isak to get his desired move from Newcastle to Liverpool before the end of the transfer window. Alan Shearer has outlined the conditions for Newcastle to sell Alexander Isak to Liverpool, but he believes the striker has shot himself in the foot. Isak finally spoke out publicly following his attempts to force a move, accusing the club of breaking promises. In a statement on social media, the club responded quickly by expressing disappointment at Isak's message and denying his claims, although they insist he could still return to the fold. He missed Saturday's opening day goalless draw with Aston Villa, and it'd be a surprise if he played under Eddie Howe anytime soon, perhaps ever. Newcastle legend Shearer has been a vocal critic of Isak's and his agent's conduct surrounding the saga, which has rumbled on for most of the summer. He believes the 25-year-old could still get the move he craves, but only if Newcastle bring in replacements and Liverpool can get closer to their £150 million asking price. One striker the Magpies are attempting to sign is Brentford's Yoane Wissa. Former England captain Shearer told Betfair, "My view is the same as it was 3 or 4 weeks ago. If Newcastle can get players in to replace him, and if Newcastle receive a bid they want to accept, then it may happen. If that doesn't happen, then he stays, and it becomes really messy. If Liverpool want him, then they put in an offer Newcastle will accept, and if Newcastle can get 2 players in, because that's what they need, one to replace Isak and one to replace Callum Wilson, then fine. They've been trying to do that for the past 4 or 5 weeks and haven't been able to. Whether they can do that in the next 10 days is doubtful, but there's still time. Shearer believes Isak's statement will only harden Newcastle's resolve. He added, "I think we're just sat here guessing, but last night's statement hasn't done him any favors whatsoever in terms of trying to get Newcastle onside or forcing them into a decision. I think they'll just go the opposite way." Isak made his statement after being named in the PFA Premier League Team of the Season. He wrote, "I've kept quiet for a long time while others have spoken. That silence has allowed people to push their own version of events, even though they know it doesn't reflect what was really said and agreed behind closed doors. The reality is that promises were made and the club has known my position for a long time. To act now as if these issues are only emerging is misleading. When promises are broken and trust is lost, the relationship can't continue. That's where things are for me right now, and why change is in the best interests of everyone, not just myself." Thanks for watching. That's all for today's transfer update. But the transfer window never sleeps, and neither do we. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for the latest Liverpool FC transfer news, rumors, and confirmed deals. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss an update, because at LFC Transfer HQ, you'll never walk alone.